So, lying on your back, take a moment and very lazily drop the knees to one side on the exhale. Inhale, center, and exhale to the left. Arms can be free to your sides or overhead. So in this easing into a morning practice today. And our focus this morning is going to be the posterior kinetic chain, or the back body, in other words, and in particular, the glutes. Now, I know it's not very sexy, it's not very exciting, it's not very yoga-y, but in fact, allow the knees to drop to the left and stay there for a couple of breaths. Flex the feet slightly if the knees feel a little wonky or unstable, and extend the right arm up overhead as I interrupt my little tirade and prelude. So the glutes, and in particular for today, we have three different glutes, the big one, the middle one, and the little one. We're going to focus a little more on the big one, gluteus maximus, and sounds like a Roman general. Gently draw the knees to the center and very lazily allow them to spill out to the other side. Most of us carry a bunch of tension in our glutes, and but more so the upper portion of the glutes, more so up here, sort of towards the sacrum, and that's where we get like a little bit of a traffic jam sometimes, and we get all that tension in the sacroiliac area. So learning to activate the space underneath gluteus maximus towards the hamstring attachment is going to be super important, not just for your yoga practice, but for your daily life. And also for pelvic stability, and when with sacroiliac issues or hip pain, whether chronic or intermittent, lower back pain. So I hope I've convinced you that it's worth spending a little time with these practices. Right? So I just set up to address you and not be like drooling all over my mat in these easy stretchy shapes. But here we go. So take a moment for a little bit of pelvic sort of reconnaissance. Right, so keeping your bum down. Just take a few inhales to lift the lower back into the lordotic curve. And then exhale, right, using maybe about 60% effort, come to neutral, lower back on the floor. Or you can think of it as sliding the tailbone down as you inhale, and coming back to neutral as you exhale. Mindful that you're not over-efforting. Take your hands onto your frontal hip bones as you do that. And maybe you can feel those for a moment. And for many of us, one will be more prominent, one will be a little higher. Let's see what your experience of your frontal hip bones is. And then we're going to step our feet a little closer together, a couple of inches, so I don't know, 5-6 centimeters. And so the knees and the heels will be slightly closer than we normally would have them for bridge. Plant the feet, keeping it just a little bit of a lordotic curve, sort of right in the middle in between neutral and, or like pressing the navel back and lifting it up. And then press the heels forward and lift the hips to a very low bridge. So it's a very low bridge. It's not like a super yoga back bend, Siddha Bandha Savangasana. Mookie saying hello. Good. Now take a moment here and really press the feet forward as if you could extend the legs. And find your breath. And then see if you can relax the glutes. You can even take your hands and give them a little tap, tap, tap. And feel like you can relax your bum while keeping the integrity of the shape and activating through the back, the hamstrings in particular. So, you know, glute activation goes along with hamstring activation. And for many of us, we'll just hold for a moment or two. And for many of us, especially as yogis, you know, we do a ton of stretching the hamstrings and even the glutes, but not so much strengthening the back body. And even in traditional exercise, You know, there's an underemphasis a little bit sometimes on the strengthening of the back body, which is so vital to keep the pelvis integrated and the lower back and hips happy. Slowly lower for a moment, knees side to side, just a rest. Right. And then that's enough rest. So once again, come back, make sure you can bring your feet even a tiny bit closer together, but the inner thighs and knees aren't touching. And one more time, tailbone heavy, glutes will stay relaxed, press the heels forward and lift the hips up. Take your hands onto the frontal hip bones. And you can stay here. If this is already a lot of work, then that's probably plenty. But if you like, you can plant the right foot, press it down, and hover the left foot. Just lift it a tiny bit. Now we really want to work on keeping the pelvis stable here. Might be shaking already. And then just take it down. No biggie. Press the left foot down, re-stabilize to the pelvis, and float the right foot up just a tiny, tiny bit. Take it down. We'll do one more time. Press the right heel down and forward as if you could straighten the leg. Then take the left foot up. Take it down. Second side and up. So we're bringing the lower abs into this. And you know, one more for good luck. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Relax the throat and neck and the eyes. They don't need to be doing anything. And then feet down, hips down. A little bit of side to side. Drop the knees. Soften the eyes and the forehead. Let's see. Cool. And hopefully you feel a little bit of the back body lighting up. We'll do one last one here. So plant your palms, press the heels down. And for this one, you can bring the heels sitting bone distance apart. Shoulders back, hips up. And again, it's a very conservative bridge. It's not like your super duper back bendy bridge. Right? Notice if you're flaring the front ribs, you can bring your hands onto the front ribs and draw them in, knit them in slightly, as if you could shorten the distance between the hip bones and the lower ribs. Press the heels forward, and then you can stay here or lift the feet up, so you're really digging those heels into the mat, into the earth. Good, and then you can try relaxing and activating your glutes a couple of times. And then once again, staying here, hands to hip points, the hip bones, or try hovering one foot. And if that's a disaster, you don't have to do the other one. Or you can try just a couple of times each side, really working to keep the pelvis immobilized, stable. Use your exhale and a core connection. And that's probably plenty. So when you're done, you're done. Roll to one side. We're going to take it onto all fours. So a few more little exercises from corrective exercise and functional flow. But I love seeing how everyone's a little disheveled and a little bit more relaxed already, even though we were working hard. And so as we do a little work for the wrists before we launch into all fours, so you can bring the tops of the hands down for a moment. This is Mookie, by the way. It's making a rare appearance. It's Ringo's twin. And so a little bit of side to side, tops of the hands down. So I've talked about sort of the back chain and the glutes in particular as far as the physical practice is concerned. Wrists forward, fingers back. You can do one at a time or both together. On a metaphorical level, you know, the glutes are involved in everything we do that has us walking forward or bicycling or, you know, swimming, right? Moving forward, right? So a lot of times, you know, the lower back and or, you know, a hip condition can flare up during times of fear, when there's we're afraid to move forward in our lives, or, you know, some shit happens. Sit back and flick the wrists a few times. And You know, getting strong through our lower glutes in particular can be a great ally, not just for pelvic symmetry and spinal health, but also to feel strong and grounded through our new present moment. Coming onto all fours, wrists can be slightly forward off the shoulders, knees under the hip bones. Take a few cat and cow here. Right. Allowing the head to drop on the exhale, rounding in particular the upper back, and send the seat back on the inhale. Oh, hi Marie, good morning. Take a few rounds here. Right. Spread the fingers wide and work to distribute the weight evenly through four corners of the palms. Maybe an exhale through the mouth. And then let's take a little lateral movement. So curl the right hip forward and look back towards it. And inhale, center, exhale, like you're wagging your tail. So it's like a doggy cat. Let's do this a couple of times. And then let's take a couple of rotations through the navel and the tailbone, maybe the head. We're warming up the spine a little bit as we launch into our gluteus maximus. Love. I have about 2 hours worth of notes, but I won't keep you that long. All right, so establish yourself here on all fours, slightly active through the belly, softening through the throat, and then keep the pelvis absolutely perfectly stable and sneak the right leg back. And take a moment to connect to a sense of lengthening, heel to crown, and then keep equal weight on both hands and take the leg up. So it's not going to be super, super high up, right? So we're not doing like a, right? So press the inner heel back and find your breath. Now what usually happens is the upper portion of the glute max wants the stronger one dominates. So we tend to do an external rotation here. So you can try that for a moment just to feel what it's like. Turn the toes out towards your technology, towards me. And that's what we're not going to be doing today. If you like that kind of action, we did coronal plane starfish class recently. You can find that linked. And then drop the toes, press the inner heel back, but also think about pressing the inside of the thigh, the inner thigh, i.e. your adductors, towards the sky. Keep everything stable, pelvis and knee, and curl the heel in. Inhale, extend, nothing else moves, hopefully. Exhale, curl. And just to get into the foot, you can flex the foot as you extend and point the toes as you curl. Pull the heel all the way in towards your bum. There's a tendency for the knee to want to lift and lower. Try to keep the altitude. Let's do a couple more. Burning a bit already, I know. It's probably not going to get much, well, it could get a little worse. And then take a inhale, knee into chest. Exhale, take it up. And again, notice if you're lilting all the way to the left, bring more weight into the right hand. Just a couple of these. And last one, inhale, knee in, spine is stable, pelvis is immobile. Take it up. Good, and that's plenty. We're out of there. Give your wrists a few squeezes. Find your breath, find your composure and your patience if you lost it. I used to get so crazy with these kinds of preparatory or warm-ups. And now it's like, I literally, like some days I just do this stuff. Right? The Pavanamuktasanas and the corrective exercise stuff. Squeeze out your wrists a little bit. You can, and then go ahead and flick your fingers a few times, especially if you've been on the computer a bunch. Let's make a fist and then bah. And actually, you know, if you have any pent up whatever, you can even go bah, pa, pa, pa. But don't aim it towards the screen, like bah, towards a window. The second side, here we go. So setting up our foundation. Fingers spread, palms at the ready. Core, press through the earth. Activate your center. Press through the right hand, and then without shifting the pelvis, sneak the left leg back. Pause for a moment, recalibrate, lengthen the right side waist, and then press the heel back and extend the leg, right? And once again, it's not this super dramatic high thing. We could get into that, but I really want to target and focus that space beneath the bum. And this will also help to prevent what's called yoga butt, where the hamstring attachment gets overstretched. A lot of times in yoga, as you know, we do a lot of stretching through the hamstrings and really not much strengthening. Here we go. So press the heel back, crown of the head draws forward, neck is neutral, and then bend and curl, hamstring curls. This stuff is also amazing if you have knee stuff going on, right? So it might be a little bit more thankless than just flowing and enjoying the breath and doing our sun salutations, but it will set a really amazing foundation to move through the practice with more integrity, with more centeredness, with more balance and more strength. And so really work to keep the knee high. Let's do one more. Whew. Second side higher is faster than the first side. Press the heel back and then inhale, draw it in, knee draws in. Exhale, press it back. So we're not doing cat and cow now. We're working hard to keep the spine absolutely like untouched by the activity. One more time. Whew. Press it back, take a breath, and let it go. Good. And then once again, you can sit back. Take a moment to, you can interlace the fingers, take a few rotations here. And then keeping the fingers interlaced, pull the wrists apart. Notice I'm not pressing my palms or fingers towards my chest. I'm pulling as if I could separate them apart. Throat is open, maybe a lion's breath here. Inhale, exhale. And maybe one more time, inhale. Good. And then come to lie on your abdomen, the prone position. And you can either work from Sphinx or rest your forehead down. We'll do one more here to really ignite and awaken the back body. And then we'll move into our sun salutations. So same idea here, bend the knee. You can point the foot if you want to look cute, flex it, I don't care. Or floint it, right? And then resting the head down, lift the knee up. Now there's a tendency for us to shift to the left, so we get like the illusion of more range of movement. But instead, press the pubic bone down, press the tops of the left foot down, and just lift from there. And then you can extend and bend. Extend, flexor point as you wish. Crack one more. And then that's it. All right, take a moment, take a breath, pelvis settles. And then activate the right leg, bend the left knee. All right, so we're pressing both hip points down. Relax the throat and neck. And then here we go, extension and flexion of the knee. The hip is in just a little bit of extension here. And then you can extend and flex the foot as well. Work on keeping the knee high. This is kind of a priority here. Now let's do one more. And then extend and let it go. One Shavasana locust pose. Take your hands back, palms to the floor. And before going anywhere, pre-loop the shoulders back. So draw the shoulder blades together. You can even come onto your fingertips here. Press the forehead down as if you could slide the nose forward rather. Shoulders back. And then extend the arms, lifting them off the floor. Press the tops of the feet down and start to curl the chest forward. Keep the head heavy for now. So we come into the maximum back bend first. And then as if someone were very tenderly pulling our ears, or from the back of the throat, from the soft palate, pulling that back, you look forward. So we don't want to be cranking the chin forward and beheading our beautiful selves. Press the skull back. Maybe take a hand to the back of the neck and feel that there's no unruly, undue, unattractive wrinkles there. Right? So check yourself before you wreck yourself. I think that's a song. Shoulders back. Toenails down. One more breath. And then exhale, drop. And then, that was pretty exhausting for many of us. And that's, because the posterior chain tends to be weak. Windshield wipe the heel side to side. Maybe an exhale through the mouth. And then slide your palms underneath the shoulders. Pre-loop the shoulders back away from the floor. Press the pubic bone down. Inhale to low cobra. Elbows in, shoulders back. So slide your hands back. Fingers come where the elbows were. Back. Michelle, there we go. And then, And then, can you lift one and the other hand? All right, so that's the back muscles working. It's okay if you hate me a little right now. I'm okay with that. One more breath. Maybe lift a little higher. Inhale. Exhale, plant the palms. And coming onto all fours. Moving in any cat-cow version and variation that feels good. Just for a moment, it can be rotational or lateral, side to side, or sort of more linear. So reconnecting to your breath. So we're going to be moving in a sort of more disciplined way today. And see if you can keep allowing for a little bit of softness inside as we work to get stronger outside. We'll see if you can evoke and invite just a little bit of softening interiorly. Good, and then walk your hands back. We're going to come to stand. As I chop off my head. Take a moment, maybe take a few steps around your space. So just go for a very brief little walk and feel how perhaps you feel a little more supported due to the work that we've just spent some time with. Right? So when we work on strengthening the core, right, everything kind of falls into place a little more easily, a little more effortlessly. Or see what your experience is. Coming to the front of our space. Coming towards a deep squat, take your hands to the quadriceps and lengthen the spine for a moment. So really avoid tucking the tailbone forward and instead shine your tail feathers back. And then press your hands into your legs to lengthen the spine. And the neck is part of the spine, so again, make sure we're not looking forward and chopping our head off. Good, and then step the right foot back, coming into a lunge. And inhale, reach the arms up. Bend the back knee once again, so we have a little access to the glute. So our awareness again is underneath the glute. Press your front heel forward as if you could tear your mat in half. Inhale here. Exhale, heart forward, fingertips back. So Shalabhasana. Right? And then again, inhale, come up. You can soften the back knee a bit. Exhale, ribs in, chin in, humble chinned, come forward. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Either taking the hands down or lowering hands free, back knee comes down. Step the back, front foot back. Hips forward off the knees, shoulders back, inhale. Exhale, lower painfully slowly for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, locust. Extend the arms. Exhale, bend both knees. Inhale, knees a little higher. Exhale, extend the legs. Release them down. Cobra, inhale. Elbows in, throat back. Exhale, puppy pose. If you're ready for down dog, go for it. Couple of breaths. And a little bit of movement here, right? So within the rigor and the structure, coming back again and again to just a little bit of fluidity and a whole bunch of breaths. You can soften the elbows or wave the head side to side a couple of times. Take a big breath in, prepare. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Take your hands onto the right leg. Press the left heel back and come up to crescent. Tailbone heavy, arms light. Reach up, inhale. And then exhale, shoulders back, armpits smile, come halfway. Again, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, take it forward. Relax the toes of the right foot. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale, take your hands down, step forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. Couple of breaths, let the head and neck go. Slide the hips side to side. Maybe a flubber or flutter through the lips. Coming into Utkatasana, seat drops. Heart, gaze, and arms reach up. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, extend. Exhale, step the left foot back, crescent lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Good. And one more time. Exhale, come halfway. Inhale, tailbone to right heel. Exhale, tailbone to left heel, shoulders back. One more time, breathing in. And this time, exhale, hands down. Step back, half plank or plank. Inhale, stay there. Exhale, knees down or up. Slowly lower down. Shalabhasana, inhale, locust. Exhale, bend just the right knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left knee. Keep the heart lifted. Keep the glutes engaged. Again, one more time. Almost as if you're swimming in high tide. Good. Cobra or upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing or puppy. Couple of breaths. Smooth it out. And move. Don't be afraid to move here. Like returning to that water element. Again and again. Dipping your beak in, flying off, doing your work, coming back. Exhale, look forward, step left foot forward. High lunge, inhale, reach it up. And last time, exhale, shoulders back, chest forward. I always feel like Superwoman when I do this kind of thing. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, curl. Last time, inhale. Exhale, step forward, Utkatasana, squatter's pose. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, stand. Again, seat back, reach up, inhale. This time, exhale, hands to solar plexus. Steady your gaze, press the right foot down, and hover the left foot. And then you can go as low. How low can you go? Well, it's up to you. Okay? So send your sits bones back. Option here to reach the arms up. One-legged squat. Take it down. Reestablish the seat moving back. And try the other side. Yeah. That's too much. Hands to hips or solar plexus. For 3, 2, 2, 2. Good. Utkatasana, inhale. Uttanasana, exhale, fold. Now walk your hands forward so that the wrists are sort of underneath the shoulders. Bend the knees as much as you like. Take your right leg back, press the heel back. Once again, come into external rotation for a moment, like a half moon. That's what we're not doing today. So drop the toes, press the heel back, and take the inner thigh up. So this is more an internal rotation, or like a supported warrior 3. Bend your standing leg, even if you have the hamstring capability. Bend the knee, press the heel down. And then you can slowly transition one or both hands to the left thigh, quadriceps. Press the heel back. Or take flight. Reach the arms out to the side or back. Okay, for 3, 2, lift the belly up off the thigh, step back, crescent. Inhale, reach up. Whew, I know. Exhale, come down slowly, knee down. Beautiful. Take a moment, take a breath in. Exhale, puppy or down dog. Good. Then go ahead and once again, keep the hips pointing in the same direction as they are now. Let's stick with the right leg. Make life a little easier for me. Once again, we're not externally rotating, but internal rotation. And then go ahead and lift it higher. Bend the knee. Can you lift it a little higher? I thought so. And then extend. Whew. Take a breath in. Exhale, step the foot forward. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, step forward and transfer the weight into the right leg. You can help with your hands. And pull the knee in and come to stand. Yeah, I'm never going to do that a few times. So you can just tap. Inhale. Exhale, pull it in. And please remember which side you're doing in case I get lost. Not that it's your responsibility, but you are responsible for you. I'm kind of responsible for you too. But ultimately it's you. So moving back and forth, you can move towards a lunge or you can keep it a little bit more conservative. Let's do one more. Lightly tap, bring it in, hug it in, let it go. Utkatasana, fingertips to the floor, ski, move the arms back. Inhale, reach up. Good. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extend. Exhale, take the fingertips or hands down. Bend the knees enough that you can do this. And then shift the weight into the left leg. Press the heel back. Press the inner heel back and reach the crown of the head forward. Right. Good. Use the exhale to press the left foot down more fully and maybe sneak the hands to the side and lift up off the thigh. So as much as possible, we're not laying the belly onto the left thigh. Press the heel back, crown of the head extends forward. Chin tucks. Stay here or Shalabhasana, arms. Just for fun. Play here, it's okay. You know, we got this. One more breath. Good, and then tap. Take a breath in. Exhale, pull the knee in. Using your abs. You can use your hands for the first one, but then we're gonna make it a little freer. So tap, take a breath in. Exhale, pull. You can keep your hands to your solar plexus if that makes it feel a little more like yoga and less like a workout. All right, but it's for a good cause, like as promised. So move as if moving through water and really slow down the descent. Right? So avoiding indulging gravity as much as possible to the last minute. Exhale, take it up. And maybe one more. Getting a little fatigued, hopefully by now. If not, I don't know what to say. All right, come on up. And let it go. Yeah. And then go ahead and shake it out. have a little walk around, make a little sound. Ah. Whew. Good. Let's take a standing balance here. So plant the right foot. Find your breath. Yeah, feel free to take your hands somewhere on the body that feels a little grounding and stilling for just a moment, or a little nourishment if you want to move a little side to side. Stay very grounded through the feet here. Maybe an exhale whispering, ha. And you know, on a personal level, if there's something that you're needing to move forward to, with, or towards in your life, what's stopping you? And as we lose our balance again and again in practices in life, we learn to maintain it better. So be patient with yourselves as you lose your balance. Because it's a given, it's just a matter of time. Balance will be lost. And so here we go. Right knee up. Right knee up. Good. Take a moment to play. Don't worry if you lose your balance. Take a moment. A little bit of playfulness. It's a great ally when times are a little shaky. Good. And then we're gonna take the knee back and we do the side view. And so curl the hamstring in. And we'll pull the hamstring, or rather the heel in, as if you could touch it. Even, oh, can I touch it? And then see if you can keep it there. Curl the tailbone slightly forward. Keep the standing leg a little bent. For 3, 2, or 1. Bend the knee, take the hip into flexion, pull it up. And then maybe take a hold. Maybe your clothing or the ankle or the foot. A little bit of runner stretch here. Strive to keep the standing leg back. I know, and it's bent, and it's probably going to start sinking if it hasn't already. And then when you lose your balance, don't get frustrated and try and like launch into it. Take a moment, find your breath, remember your intention, press the foot down. And from the pressing down and the connecting down, then maybe we have some hope of reaching up. All right, here we go. Keep the heel where it is, let it go one more time. Externally rotate the arms. Pull it up. Up, up, up. Send it back. And let it go. Yeah, that's some evil shit right there, I know. And this is where I get to say I don't make this stuff up to torture people. Let's go right into the second side. But forget that ever happened. So, left hip and knee and foot into flexion. And once again, take just a moment to be a little more nonchalant about the whole thing. Not like wild and crazy, although, you know, I like that. But just a little bit more like, okay, I don't care. Non-attached, right? Right. Unattached. And then here we go. So you move the knee back and pull the heel in. And once again, tailbone towards pubic bone. Keep the standing knee bent. Pull in, and then the heart stays lifted. Right? With all this engagement through the lower part of the body, it's a much better foundation and support for our internal organs, for our spines, and ultimately for our posture. Pull the heel in, maybe tap it, maybe touch it. Yeah, you're right there. Yeah, it's so close, don't even look, it's right there. And then bring it in one more time. Coming from flexion into extension. That's quite important, actually. Remember I said that. And then once again, find a neutral pelvis. So slight curl of the tailbone forward, even as you pull the knee back. Couple of breaths, enjoy the stretch. It won't be long now. Bend the standing leg, still working. Move the sit bones back, and then keep everything as is. Release the leg. Externally rotate the arm, both arms. So once again, work. And here. Hug the ribs in for 3, whoop, 2, 1, and let it go. All right, here we go. Doing a little editing. I had notes for 2 hours, it would seem. Right, so seat back, arms reach up, inhale. Fierce lioness, exhale. Again, inhale. Maybe make a sound. Ha! One more like that, inhale. Ha! Good. And then, stretching the hamstrings up, relax. Interlace the fingers behind the back, or you can grab your shirt, or if you have a strap or a belt handy. And then pull the shoulders away from the ears. So you're moving into an active stretch, Minnie approves. And then move your seat side to side. Draw your chin side to side. Couple of breaths here. Keeping the arms active and the head heavy. And then go ahead and take your hands down. Inhale, prepare, lower the hips. Exhale one more time, second to last time, downward facing dog. Press the hands forward, move the seat back, and take the right leg up. Take a breath in. Exhale, come forward to plank. If that's ridiculous, take the knee down. Inhale, stay there. Exhale, down dog. Inhale. Exhale, everyone take the knee down. Slowly, 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 slowly. Good. Bend the knee, inhale. Lift the knee up. Exhale, reach the left arm forward. Bird dog. You didn't think we'd be doing this kind of class and not do our bird dog. It's a favorite. Good. You can stay here. If you want to grab a hold of the heel. If the heel doesn't want to get grabbed, that's okay. Right? Maybe a little bit of pulsation here, knee up and down. And a little hot and sweaty up in here. Take a breath in, full extension, and release. Shake out the wrist for a moment. Find your breath. And here we go. Last, downward facing dog. Ish. Seat back, puppy, or down dog. Exhale. Evenly press through both palms. Find your breath. And pause for a moment, no rush. Steady through the arms. Press the right heel down, left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, plank, or on all fours. Half plank with the leg hovering is a good variation as well. Inhale, one-legged dog. Exhale one more time. Anything you like here. It can be like a one-legged plank, half plank, or fours. And then everyone knee down, right knee down, left knee up. Bird dog. Exhale. Press the left hand down, reach the right arm forward. Nice long neck. Easy breathing. And then, you can do a little movement here, up and down, or even rotational. Soften the eyes and the mouth. Home stretch. This is it. Now lift a little higher. Notice if the belly's dropping. Pull it in. One more breath. And exhale. That's it. We're out of there. Getting a little hot and steamy in here. One more time, backs of the hands to the floor, one at a time or two together. Let the head and neck go for a moment. I'll sit back. Give your wrists a little squeeze it. Squeeze up your wrists. Just moving up and down the form a couple of times. Breathe freely. So you don't have to force the breath to slow down, right? The heart rate's a little bit elevated. That's cool. No worries. Good. And then pigeon pose. This is one I don't teach a lot, but we love it when we do it. We'll do a little bit more active pigeon pose. If you have knee stuff or hip pain, I would definitely suggest lying down and taking a supine pigeon or thread the needle, which I'll demonstrate in a moment. For the rest of us, go ahead and take the right shin forward so that the right ankle comes behind the left wrist. And then the back toes are tucked. Give you the side view here. Okay. And when I say behind the wrist, I mean the heel is going to come under the hip bone. Don't try to bring the shin parallel to the front edge of the mat for this one for today. Tuck the toes of the back foot and press the heel back. Work towards straightening the leg for a moment. Activate the toes of the front foot. Press the toenails down. So there's a pressing down through the front leg, from the knee to the toes, and the lifting of the torso. Now, if, as I said, stay there for a few breaths. If your hip or knee are not in the mood, lie down, cross right ankle over left, and you get all the hip opening without the crankiness or the risk. And then option here is to take a hold of your hamstring. But especially if you're lying down, really activate that right foot. Press the heel away from the midline. Take one more breath up high for those of you seated. And then as you exhale, release the back knee and walk the hands forward. So I like keeping the arms like down dog. So I'm pressing the seat back actively. Or if you just want to sort of relax here, I'm okay with that. Let the head go wherever you are. And keep the toes of the front foot active. Keep the front foot flat. A couple of breaths as we slowly start to slow down. And smooth out any rough edges in the breath and into the being. And once again, maybe exhale, whisper ha. Let the belly soften. And allow the inner gaze to drop behind the forehead. And follow the next exhalation to its natural conclusion. And then one vertebra at a time, slowly come up. And sit to the right and take the left leg forward. Right, so if you're lying down, stay lying down. You can take a supine twist, simply dropping the knees to the right. And then for those of you seated, Bharadvajasana variation. If the lower knee is a little sensitive, extend the leg. Hug the left knee for you, in towards your chest. Press the seat down with the heart. And then you'll go ahead and twist to your left. Toes are active. Breath is smooth. And especially if you're feeling tightness or resistance, allow for a little bit of a rocking movement. And so as the seat presses down, the heart can lift, shoulders back, throat open. And then your next inhalation, slowly unwind. And your choice, down dog or changing sides. Left shin in front, right leg back. So coming into your pigeon or thread the needle on the second side and take a few moments to adapt and adjust. Hands are down. Initially, right leg will be straight and strong. Left foot is flexed, toes are active. And then once again, invite the water mat element in. Soften the eyes. Soften the mouth. And allow the belly to relax. Your next exhalation, release the right knee and the top of the foot down. And walk the hands forward. So once again, feel free to stay with active arms. Actively pressing the hands forward to move the hips back. Or you can even make a pillow with the hands and rest the forehead. To lie down. Do make an effort to keep the front foot active, or the crossed foot, and then let everything soften. And once again, maybe a couple of exhales, as if breathing out through a straw with pursed lips. Allow the tongue to relax and rest down. And the inner ear to remain spacious and quiet. On your next exhalation, prepare to transition. Coming up, if you're lying down, just let the knees drop to the other side, coming into a twist. So we'll do Ardha Matsyendrasana on the second side. If you're not sure, I can't help you. I have two legs, so if you were mirroring me, your right knee will be on top. And then very lazily, almost as if you were a little bored with the whole thing, twist to the right, or whichever side you didn't do previously. Any arm variation you like. And allow the action and activity in the hips to sort of be minimized. We did a whole bunch of really nice things to get strong and centered. And take a few breaths here, allowing gravity to be indulged. Relax the mouth, soften the eyes. Notice if you're pushing, like if you want to do more, or get somewhere, and see if, just for a breath or two, you can simply be where you are. Practicing a little santosha or contentment. And then allow that corkscrew action as you slowly return. Feel free to remain lying down on your back. If you're lying down, we'll take a hamstring stretch. Upavishta Konasana with the legs apart if you're seated. If you're lying down, you can do one leg at a time. So planting the left foot, take the right foot to the ceiling. Or it doesn't have to be this, it can be towards the window or the diagonal. So we do want to extend it and get a little bit of hamstring stretch here. Feel free to, if you're seated, activate the legs and dig the heels down as well as pressing them away. And initially, you could even use your arms. Let's come forward with a long spine, shoulders back. Throat is neutral, back of the neck is long. And then again, find a little movement here. So sending the message to the parasympathetic nervous system that it can come out of hiding. And the body can soften. And then you can stay there or walk the hands forward. All right. And here we move the sits bones down and back. Right? And allow that area that we really work on getting stronger and more balanced. Give it a stretch here. Keep the legs strong and the eyes soft. Couple of breaths. Drop the head. Relax the shoulders. And breathe into the lower back. And breathe out into any areas that are gripping. And feel free to allow a little bit of movement again, a little coaxing. Just a little bit of allowing. And then your next exhalation, prepare to transition. For those of you sitting up with me, slowly walk your hands back, head comes up last. And pause. If you're lying down, extend the legs and pause. Take a breath. Inner ear open. And then gather whatever's left of your legs, lean back. And then prepare to lie back. So make space behind you. Lie on your backs and get comfortable. And I'll stay with you for just about a minute here. And also, as always, if you prefer to remain seated, feel free to let this be a launch pad for your sitting mindfulness or meditation practice. And We'll give just a minute for the body to relish the aftertaste and savor the effects of your practice today. And if you have more time, allow a little more time. And if all you had was this time, go ahead and give yourselves a stretch as if just waking up now, but perhaps a little more equipped to move forth. If you're closing your practice here, slowly make your way up to sit. And wherever you are, take a moment for gratitude for this precious time to reconnect, to reignite, and to renew.